so many good comments, which are ultimately the result of me making an engaging video, which this one is apparently engaging. It was called Hair Loss Truth. Faking confidence is the exact same thing as actually having it. Stormy Ascent returns. He's the one who inspired this. Man, I want to share this with you. Here's what Stormy Ascent had to say about that video. Quote, "Cool, I thought that was something important for you to address. I'm in my early 20s, trying to understand my own behavior and emotions. You say that you control your emotions and don't let other people affect your emotions. That's a superpower I'm working towards achieving. So when someone's acting rude towards me, I try to understand what made them act that way instead of taking offense like a baby. Being a super emotional person, it's easier said than done because it's the oldest part of our brain that controls our emotions, and it's not an easy job for the frontal lobe to control the emotions in practice. It's funny, the more you read about psychology, the simpler and more predictable people get. I've come to this point where I firmly think that free will is an illusion, but that is digressing too far away from hair loss," end quote. And I'd say it's actually not digressing. I think it's right on target. I keep saying this. Okay, look, let me just come out and say it outright, okay? Since it's been long enough. A while back when I was making those videos about like people having like intervening with me about my hair loss, like it's taken over my life, those intervention videos, it was a joke. It was a joke. And I feel like not even one person commented and said, "Ha ha, I get it." People took that seriously. So that's why here lately I've been saying, look, if you see me act out of character, if you see me act overly emotional for some reason, I'm doing it to prove a point. And it's just like Stormy said, the more you understand how people are slaves to their own emotions, once you understand that how predictable other people are, you can start manipulating and controlling other people through the way you pretend like you have emotions. So I use them to create the narrative that I need. And it's easy to think, "Oh man, Nick, I don't know if I like you anymore. You're manipulating me when you are emotional, when you act emotional?" Yeah, because I'm acting emotional. I'm not being emotional, I'm acting. But see, that's the superpower. You can have the same superpower. If you'll start taking control of your own emotions and not let anyone offend you or insult you, you have that superpower. And now you have more power over your own life to where you can actually, if you need to get a certain reaction out of someone, if you need to pretend like you're being emotional to get them to act that certain way to get what you want, you can. Okay? It may sound shady, but it's how the world works. Those of us who understand emotions better, we help control the world. We control our own world, if nothing else. And it's just like what Stormy's saying. It's like this. I just released a video on my other channel, Family Friendly Daddy Blog, and it was about this guy, and he was saying how people of older generations, they have these racist reactions to him. They look at him funny, they grab their purse, and some other channels about that. It's about unpacking racism, exploring DNA, ethnicity, and all that stuff. I like that channel a lot, and I invite you to check it out, Family Friendly Daddy Blog. And one of my reaction to him when he said that, I said, them being racist to you isn't your problem, it's their problem. Because he was saying specifically it's older women and men that are treating him this way. So I'm guessing he's a teenager and it's this older generation. I said, look, they have a problem. Is they weren't raised the same way where we're open-minded and we truly see everyone as equal. Unfortunately, they're closed-minded. They were raised a different way, and that's a problem that they've got to deal with. That's their problem that they look at you sideways. It's not your problem, right? And so, anyway, you can check out that video. I just put it on the Family Friendly Daddy Blog, but it's the same thing. OPP, how many of your problems are actually other people's problems? And they cast that negative energy on you, and then you become like them? No way, man. Use your superpower. Say, hey, Nick's been saying this forever, and I think it's finally clicking. It's an on or off switch. Nick switches off, and all those times he acted emotional, was yelling and screaming and having people show up on camera asking for an intervention. That was all fake. It was all an act to prove a point that some people need drama in their lives. Some people can't handle just direct conversations. They need to be emotionally manipulated. So for those people, I give them what they want. Of course, those people aren't going to be the same people that watch this video. And that's not to say that everything I ever say is me manipulating you. No. When I'm acting really silly and emotional and all that stuff, and people just show up on film and I use the word intervention, certain people need drama so badly in their lives that the way for me to keep them interested in this channel is every once in a while to throw them a bone. That's why I do those videos, okay? Clearly, I understand emotions better than most people. Clearly, that's one of my superpowers. And to deny this and to say, that's wrong, that's shady, you shouldn't do that. Well, guess what? People were doing it to you all day long. And when I say manipulate, I don't mean to take advantage of people. I just mean that under being emotionally intelligent, and that's really the hashtag here, emotionally intelligent. When you're emotionally intelligent, what's going to happen is you understand, you can predict, and that was a good word, you can predict other people, how they're going to react, how they're going to think. You can be several steps ahead of them so that ultimately you remain in control of the situation and you get what you want. And again, villains use this, and that's how they become more evil. And intelligent people like myself use it for whatever their talent is. Mine is communication. That's the thing I'm best at, is communication. So I'm using it to be a better communicator. Same thing on my blog, which is not to be confused with my YouTube channel, but familyfriendlydaddyblog.com is my blog. When I write titles of blogs, I write them in a certain way that aren't quite clickbait, but are ways to emotionally draw people in. This is how the world actually works. And blessed are they who are in their early 20s, like Stormy Ascent, who are maybe processing their hair loss and are able to say, man, if I can overcome my emotional control over myself, and I can even control ultimately other people, who cares if I'm going bald? I have a superpower that most men at age 60 that have a Norwood 1 will never have. This is gold. Do you accept my gold?